Ladies and gentlemen, the former Vice President of the United States, Dick Cheney.
Speaking at the National Press Club in Washington to honor the annual Jerrold Ford Journalism Awards, the man often referred to as the most powerful vice president in American history defended his administration's decisions to go to war with Iraq and said he had no regrets of the policies he helped formulate, even if some think the policies sanctioned torture.
Some are now suggesting ethics charges or even prosecution. This attitude is foolish. It is deeply unfair, and it sets a dangerous precedent of the criminalization of policy differences.
Mr. Cheney called for the controversial detainee prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, to remain open.
We need Guantanamo. If we didn't have it, we would have had to invite it. It's a good, well-run facility. If you don't have a place where you can hold these people, your only other option is to kill them.
In response to a question regarding the faulty evidence tying Saddam Hussein to al-Qaeda, Mr. Cheney blamed the CIA, despite numerous reports that he was directly involved in falsifying information, declassifying a CIA operative's identity, and instituting a permanent national campaign of fear.
There was a relationship between al-Qaeda and Iraq that stretched back 10 years. That's not something I made up. That's not something I thought of. That's what the Director of Central Intelligence was telling us.
The former VP also blamed the CIA for requesting the enhanced interrogation techniques with his blessing.
We all approved it. I'm a strong believer in it. I think it was the right thing to do. It basically was, as I recall it, the initiative of the CIA. They were the ones in control of and in possession of these prisoners. They were the ones in charge of the interrogations. And I think they handled it very well. I thought it was well done and exactly the right way to proceed.
Torture is against the law. And if he's saying that we should use torture, he's saying we should violate the law. And frankly, if he's saying he authorized torture, then he ought to be prosecuted.
Was always illegal, explicitly illegal in every instance, and we are bound under the Convention Against Torture to investigate and prosecute. It's not optional. And so he is going on television on almost a daily basis now, confessing to a felony, confessing to one of the worst, most offensive felonies and war crimes that there is.
Although former Vice President Dick Cheney constantly rejects the claims that he could possibly be indicted and prosecuted for war crimes, human rights organizations and anti-war groups say the evidence available now of former Vice President Dick Cheney sanctioning torture could be the only avenue, if pursued, to land the former vice president behind bars. Jahan Hafez, Press TV, Washington.